Yo, what it is, world? It's your boy Jay Newz, and you are now listening to Not Rated Radio on Dash Radio's Dash Discover. And today we have a superstar adult entertainer on the show. I would like to introduce the one and only Liv Revamped. How you doing, love?
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm doing good, doing good.
I definitely, I wish people could see the background and the scenery, how it is right now over where you're at. It looks like you said earlier, mad lit up and comfortable.
Yeah, it's the most comfortable place in my house and also the quietest.
There you go. Can't beat it right there. So how we get this started, Liv, is giving a brief summary to all of our fans and supporters on who Liv Revamped is from the start of your career to where you are now.
Uh, like who am I? Well, I've been in the industry for almost 10 years now. Um, I was formerly Liv Aguilera before I took a break and rebranded. And I'm just a fun little multiracial mattress actress.
I dig it. I dig it. So you say you've been in the entertainment industry for 10 years. How have being in the game for a minute, how have you seen it change with, everything with COVID happening, from, big production companies shutting down to, everything is just online now. How do you feel that's going to be coming into the force of, where we're headed to now?
Well, in light of the pandemic and all the companies shutting down, we really kind of had to take a step back and figure out what we were going to do as performers. Were we going to have to, step back and try to find new jobs? Or were we going to have to, take charge of our own brand and kind of monetize our own personal content? And that's what a lot of us did. We had our OnlyFans, our ManyVids, clips for sale, Pornhub. We had so many different ways of supporting ourselves that it wasn't necessarily too difficult, at least personally speaking, it wasn't too difficult for me. But of course, it wouldn't have been like that without the fans to be there
Yeah.
and support us. And even themselves struggling financially, still somehow managed to be able to afford porn.
Yeah, of course. Everybody, look, porn and smoking weed are the two popping things that's been popping over this whole situation of the pandemic. So, yeah. No, definitely. Though. Okay, okay, that's dope. So with you being an adult entertainer, which would you say is your favorite category to perform in, and which is your favorite category to watch just on your personal time?
Oh, I love just shooting gonzo porn. Don't get me wrong, when I get to be creative, it's always fun, and being able to act and, channel that side of my I guess skill set is cool. But an easy day is an easy day. When it's gonzo, there's no script, there's
Yeah,
no stupid dialogue unless you want there to be. It's just like two hot people who want to have sex with each other.
yeah,
Um, when I'm, at home, it's so funny. I can't watch professional porn because I'm just watching all my friends and coworkers.
right.
But I do love a hot amateur like homemade sex tape. They're just really hard to find.
Yeah, it really is though. It's just like you would think there would be a lot, but it's just like, mm,
Well, yeah, some people I mean, to each their own.
yeah, yeah, of course,
There are some people I don't want to see having sex.
right.
And then sometimes, in these sex tapes, people aren't really mindful of their background noise.
Right,
And
true.
sometimes you hear the TV or like people talking in the next room or something just completely wild out of the gate that should not be in a porn.
Right. Right. No, you dead facts though. That's funny that you say that, because I was watching some the other day, and yeah, it's like people, the sounds and shit, and it's just like hella shit going on. It's just like, come on now, cut that out. But it is what it is. But
Or
okay, that's cool.
I'd much rather have the corny sex music.
Or that, or it's either or. Pick your poison. um, okay, so stepping right into this, so with the companies, being shut down, and slowly it looks like the world's starting to open back up again. Um, how have you been staying busy, and how have you been staying working? Is this been through OnlyFans, or what do you have other projects that you also do?
Outside of porn, like outside of
Yeah.
the mainstream. Just focusing on monetizing my content. I have OnlyFans right now. I am still in the process of building my many vids.
Mhm.
But so far it's just been OnlyFans, a little bit of Pornhub, but most of my content is definitely on my OnlyFans.
Okay. So for anybody that any female or any male that wants to get into the porn industry, what would you say that they need to be aware of? Because I think a lot of people, when they think about porn, about, oh, all I gotta do is just have sex, and that's it, this, but they don't really know the ins and outs. What I've been, talking to a few adult entertainers, and they tell me their stories and situations. So I'm just interested on what you will have to say, for anybody that is like, yo, I want to, I'm thinking about doing some of that, like.
Well, it's hard to just like jump right into this industry. And this used to be advice I would strictly give the men, but I guess this kind of applies to women too. You really want to kind of tiptoe your way into the sex industry. I kind of jumped, head first into it, but that's why I needed to take a break.
Mm,
Um, but I would definitely suggest, if you're interested in pursuing adult films, start with like camming, start with something simple, being comfortable in front of the camera, learning your angles, learning kind of like what your niche is, what people watch you for and why they watch you. And then once you start, having a little bit of experience as well as that fan base,
hmm
then you can start, doing your research into different agencies, figuring out what agency is right for you. And sometimes it's like you want to go with the best agency, of course, but that isn't always the case. You can be with the best agency and you might be the girl who's never booked. You want to
mm.
go with an agent who has your best intentions in mind.
Okay, well, that's real game right there. I feel like that's those is real gems being spit right there. Like you heard that, y'all. So yeah, definitely gotta work your angles and see what's going, what works for you. So definitely see that. Okay, so stepping right along with this, what would a fetish that you have that your fans would be surprised of?
Oh man. Well, when I was younger, of course, I loved being an exhibitionist. I loved being watched. I loved, being the center of attention. But now I'm kind of an older woman, and I've in fact turned more into a voyeur than an exhibitionist. I love watching other people, and I even like in my romantic life, I would love to see my partner with other people.
Oh, okay. So you don't mind just you
Oh, I
know
love sharing as long as the feeling's mutual.
Got you. Okay. Because that was my next question, is if you had somebody that you were seeing, and how did that all work out together? You being in the adult industry, and I don't know if your partner is or if they are or not, but how that all would work out in relationship. But you just answered that right there.
Well, I'm not currently in an exclusive relationship, but I've
Got
always been very um communicative. I've been very open, like very honest about like how I view relationships, what I want in relationships. And yeah, I don't like necessarily compromise, and I wouldn't want my partner to compromise for me.
you. Okay. Shit, that's real. That's real right there. It's just like you just gonna do what you do, but just be truthful with me, and let's keep it pushing. I can dig that. I wish a lot more people thought like that. Nah, but but yeah, I definitely did that. Okay, so tell the the viewers and the listeners right now, what's the next upcoming moves that you got coming out for yourself?
Oh man. Well, once this pandemic is, figured out, I can't say solved, but at least figured out.
Mhm. Right.
I have plans to go back to Europe again, shoot with all my favorite European companies.
Mm.
It's been a long time coming. Like we're overdue for some European live porn.
Okay, so that's interesting. So do you which do you like more, the US or the European type when it comes to the porn industry? Working with companies.
I mean, as I am a very proud American, don't get me
Oh
wrong,
yeah, of course.
but I love working with my European companies. There's just something about them that just make me feel so welcomed. They, make me feel so comfortable. And everyone just seems to be not only professional, but just looking to have a good time.
Right. Okay. So do you see that's a little bit missed over here in the US? Is like things being professional, some things being like, I don't know about this, or what's your thoughts on that?
I feel that here, especially just in the US in general, we kind of get sucked into this metropolitan Hollywood lifestyle.
Hmm.
We, set a certain standard for ourselves, which isn't necessarily a negative, but we just we look at things a little bit differently, and we things I guess people's intentions are more superficial. I hate to say
Hmm.
it. Like a lot of people, I encounter more people here in America who don't necessarily do their job because they want to, as compared to in Europe where everyone is so happy to just be on set.
Yeah, just be on set and just okay. I can kind of see that too because I have a few friends that are Europeans, and I've never been to Europe, but just their interaction and the way they vibe and the way they do they just do them is cool. So that's interesting to hear about how the different scenarios from Europe to the U.S. But I can dig it though. I can dig all that. So, but leading into this last question, what is some of the best advice that you got started out that you still use to this day?
Oh gosh, people have told me so many different like great things. And gosh, I guess the best piece of advice was something someone told to me recently. Allison Ray told me this, so shout out to Allison Ray.
Yeah.
Um, she told me that I wish I remembered who told her this, but someone had told her because she was kind of like struggling with like her OnlyFans, not like financially, don't get me wrong, just more like what direction she was going to take it
Yeah.
and how she felt like she wasn't engaging with her fans as much as she want and whether she should get a manager, etc. And someone had told her, well, the fans are talking to Allison Ray. They're not talking to you per se.
Right. That's deep.
And so, because we get caught up in this, always trying to please our fans, trying to, please our agents, trying to, kind of give 110%
Hmm.
when we do need to take a moment to just be who we are and kind of separate, Allison Ray, Liv Revamped from who we are as individuals. So
Hmm.
it was kind of one of those things I had to remind myself as well, like, okay, well, if I'm going to take myself seriously as a performer, I have to consider Liv Revamped as a brand. People want to see Liv Revamped.
Mm.
And so that was just like personal, advice that I took upon myself, to really kind of just remind myself.
Okay. Just really own in on that. Just really just live your truth, and just live and I got you. Okay. Well, that's dope. Well, Liv, I thank you again for hopping on the show with us today, and definitely appreciate the insight that you gave us. And it's really cool to see just like different scenarios on, you know, uh, how the pandemic has came through and what's the next moves moving forward. And It is really dope. So I just want to have you give out real quick all the information where people can get a hold of you at, your social media, your website, all that.
Well, definitely follow me on Twitter if you like things X-rated. You can follow me at Liv Revamped and follow me on Instagram. I'm fun. I like to hop on live and get really high and talk to my fans. My Instagram is bishesback, BISH period IZBAK. And of course, if you want to see me more than just naked, you should subscribe to my OnlyFans, and I made it easy for everyone. So just go to livrevamped.com. That will take you straight to my OnlyFans.
There y'all go. Y'all heard it first. Go to livrevamp.com and keep it going, you know. Well, Liv, thank you again. Like I said, baby girl, it's a pleasure to get, chop it up with you. And you stay blessed and safe out there because, even though things is lighting up, it still can get crazy, you know.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. You take care.
You too.